This is a game about capybaras running a coffee shop. These guys knew exactly what they were doing. Welcome back to Get This Game, where we're all about the board gaming goodness. I'm Jake, and this is Café Baras, a relatively new title coming to us from Kids Table Board Games, who are known for coming out with these very welcoming, approachable, fast-playing, simple games that are designed to be played by kids and gaming adults alike. We're going to be going through a little bit about how the game works, as well as the full review as usual. This is something a little bit different that we're trying on the channel. Normally, I'm going into more top 10s, some even top 5 lists, going a little bit more in depth with a fuller list, but wanted to create some quick hits for you. Reviews that are pretty straightforward, especially for games that can pretty much be summed up in about like 5 or 10 minutes in terms of a full review. So we're going to start that off with Café Baras. Of course, if you do like my vibe and you do like what you see, I do encourage you to consider subscribing, leaving a comment, turning on notifications so that you can see more reviews just like this, or you can always go away and come back when you do see a game that you want to know more about. I really don't care. Now, like I said, KTBG's MO, that's a lot of acronyms, are really these kind of smaller box, smaller package games that you really want to break out when... Hey, buddy. Are you kidding me? Okay, you're very nice, but I have to finish my review now. Thank you so much. Okay, yeah, I appreciate you. Okay, why don't you turn this way? Thank you. So like I said, this publisher's whole shtick, really, I like to compare to the Pixar model. They are movies, especially in their heyday, that were for kids, but there was a ton for adults and parents to enjoy from them as well. Same thing kind of with KTBG Games. Yes, they are going to have a pretty straightforward, streamlined rule set so that kids are able to play them. This is for a game for ages 8 and up. But also as an adult, I do find that sometimes their games really do kind of pull you in as well, especially as a hobby board gamist. It's not trying to be anything it's not, and that is kind of what comes out on the other side. Now, in Café Baras, you are a capybara running your own coffee shop, and you're going to win the game if you have the most points. To get there, you are going to be playing out cards into your tableau, adding new menu items or decorations into your coffee bar, or also fulfilling orders of customers to drive more income so that you can play more cards. On your turn, you'll do one or two things. Number one, you can pay the cost of a card in your hand to play it down in your tableau. These cards might have certain symbols on them, or they might even have ongoing effects as long as they remain in your tableau. But these cards are multi-use. If you don't want to play them into your tableau, you can play them to serve a customer. Along each card are a series of symbols that represent what that customer wants to order from your shop. It could be coffee, tea, baked goods, soups, a lot of different options. And for every symbol that you have in that customer order, matching a symbol somewhere in your tableau, you are going to get 1 money. You'll then take a new card from the options available to you, and play will pass around to your left. Of course, gaining money is going to let you play more cards on future turns, maybe even play more expensive cards that will be worth more points, but you're also trying to attract regular customers. You see, if you match every single symbol that is on a customer card, as well as have a matching piece of decoration that matches what their aesthetic is that they're looking for, then you get to have them as a regular customer. Not only will each of those be worth 4 points at the end of the game, but once a player gets 3 regular customers, that's going to trigger the end game. Once everyone's taken a final turn, you will count up the points from your tableau, from your regular customers, as well as whether you have fulfilled any of the conditions of the 5 special guests, which are kind of shared goals that everyone is working for that can change game to game, and whoever has the most points wins. Starting off with gameplay and design, Café Baras is going to get a 7.6 out of 10. Now, while a tableau building, recipe fulfillment situation isn't necessarily anything new or innovative, I did appreciate the kind of multi-use card system here. The fact that they were able to have cards mean different things at different times while still being a pretty straightforward and welcoming package was really impressive. I like that when you are choosing what card to take down versus what card you're going to choose to kind of add to your hand, there is a little bit of that decision space with respect to, am I taking a card because I think I can get the order really easily? Do I take a card while it's expensive? The fact that it's going to be really worth a lot of points for me or have a very special effect that's important. That offered just enough here in terms of what the package is supposed to deliver that I was appreciative of that. I also like the idea that you're kind of building up your own little different coffee shop from the person next to you and across from you. The different menu items that you're playing in, or like what your offerings are at that store. Being able to have a little bit of combo and have you think about what symbols can work well with others here is nice. Set collection here is also present, although again, we've seen a lot of that before. That's why we're going to come in very much so at that 7.6 out of 10. For presentation, art, and components, this is where I got to get right down to brass tacks. This is a game about capybaras running a coffee shop. These guys knew exactly what they were doing. The art and the world that this game kind of went to build is just so cute. It's cuteness overload to a T. You have a capybara poet in here. You have a capybara playing a little guitar. You have a capybara grandma that you have to serve. All of it comes together in a beautifully vibrant illustrated art that absolutely matches the cover. That being said, while the art is at an all-time high, I think beyond that, the presentation is a little bit underwhelming with respect to the component quality and the insert solutions for the box. I got to acknowledge that if it's a game that is so driven by cards, I would have liked to have had the cards be of a little bit more quality. And the insert is pretty tight. Like even now, just having the game box up, I'm getting a little bit of box lift because you have a bunch of cards kind of rattling around in there. So beyond that, and with all of that in mind, it still does drive up the score just because Capybaras is so cute and presented well. So it's going to get a 7 out of 10 in presentation. And finally, the fun factor. This is going to get a 7.6 out of 10. Full disclosure, this wasn't necessarily a game that I had my eye on, but I was at Breakout Con and one of my friends gave me the chance to play it. He said, hey, I just got this. I really like this publisher. Do you want to try out? And this was actually my first KTBG game that I have ever played. I sat down and I was a lot more impressed with it than I thought I would be. I think that KTBG, again, does have this habit and this reputation of having kid-friendly games. Now, while I am at a different stage in my life and in my board game career to not have to be thinking about kids just yet, I was pleasantly surprised that, again, it has that Pixar sort of factor. There is going to be something in here that's very approachable for new players and kids alike, but still kind of scratch a bit of an itch for a gamer themselves. That is why I overall, again, have a good experience with this game. Again, those little combos that you get to have that feel satisfying and nice. That thought space that you have to think about if you're getting a card for its customer sort of credentials or for its tableau capabilities. It's going to get a 7.6 out of 10 on the kind of fun factor scale for me. I just think that I had a very passable good time with it. It did what it was supposed to do. I played it with my wife after purchasing it myself, and we did have a good time. It's a very good kind of weeknight game where you can just get something in quickly for like 20 minutes with 2 players. Cafebaras is going to get a 7.5 out of 10, so this will be a recommendation for me. Look, like I said, this game just has enough going on with it that it kind of serves its purpose for both newer gamers and kids, as well as on the opposite scale for dedicated gamers. It is not trying to be anything that it isn't. It is meant to be that quick, card-driven, 30-minute game that you can break out pretty easily, and it's got a beautiful presentation and art style to boot. So if that sounds good to you, you might want to get this game. Thank you so much again if you enjoyed the review, if you enjoyed my thoughts, if you just liked looking at a bunch of capybaras, please consider subscribing. Leave a comment. Do you like this kind of shorter, quicker format from me? Is there anything I can add? Anything specifically in my reviews you want me to call out more consistently? The kind of system that I've set up does rank gameplay and design a little bit higher, presentation a little bit lower, because as always, like I say, a game can be good without looking good. But within those different categories, there's a lot of things I think about. I think about rulebook quality. I think about the price versus the content that you get in the game. I think about the player interaction. All of these things kind of factor into these larger buckets and categories when I am scoring things. But if you want to know about anything more specifically, please do leave me a comment and I can kind of refine this YouTube review sort of process. We're still going to have top 10s. We're still going to have bigger overviews that dive a little bit deeper, but I just thought it would be cool to talk about some games that don't necessarily warrant a full 30-minute video and just something that can be a little bit shorter and quicker. So again, please consider subscribing, leave a comment, turn on notifications for the next video, and as always, thanks for playing with me.